Great shot from across Waveland. Joe Pausbach's over there on the Glen Allen Hill rooftop. Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF. Hey, Pawsy. That song, by the way, If You Don't Want My Peaches, You Better Stop Shaking My Tree. That's the Songfellows. I saw them open up for Nirvana.
Second, fellas.
You're as cold as an Eskimo. There's 1,000 others waiting to propose to me. So if you don't want my peaches, you'd better stop shaking my tree.
Maybe a little plagiarism from Steve Miller Band.
They had it first. Cubs trail 1-0 here in the second. We will have the commissioner of baseball, Bud Selig, in the booth with us today. Ricketts, the chairman, is going to stop by. Full count, 3-2.
Miley on the attack here, working quickly. Good pitcher. 16-game winner 2 years ago, 16-11 in 2012, 10-10 last year, but very good ERA, 3.55. That was a nasty slide ball. Featured guest to an awesome view of Wrigley Field from the Budweiser Bleacher Suite. The Bleacher Suite features a sports bar atmosphere, new TVs, high top tables. Really a one-of-a-kind Wrigley Field experience. The suite can hold up to 100, includes food, drinks, and parking. For more information, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200. He's working so fast I can't even read the promo.
I know. Mike Olt takes ball one. He's going to start playing more regularly. And a big 3-run homer to the opposite field last night. And I was talking to him about this ballpark. He said, you know, the wind blowing in really helped me last night. I was thinking I can't hit a home run tonight. He's just thinking base hit. And when you think line drives, usually good things happen.
He's exhibited a very good off-field power. He's got 4 home runs now. 3 of them have come against left-handed pitching.
And that's basically what it does here. In fact, at times you'll see it blow in 2 out of every 3 days. Aaron Hill will pick it up, the spin, the throw, and the out. While we have a moment, let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Start your weekends early with How I Met Your Mother on WGN America. These friends write the playbook when it comes to love, laughs, and pickup lines. How I Met Your Mother, Thursdays and Fridays at 8 on WGN America.
2 down in the inning. Wellington Castillo will dig in. Yeah, the Packers and the Federals. Great to have you with us on this enormous anniversary. There's a strike called on Castillo. And the commissioner is with us. Bud Selig stopping by. Commissioner Selig, thanks for being here today on this great day.
It's a pleasure to be here, Len. Believe me, Jim. It's quite a day standing on that field and thinking back to my own history here, which started in 1944. So this is really, it's just remarkable.
And there are a lot of things to this day that will remind you of 1944. That's a great thing about it.
You know, Len, that's so true. I couldn't help but thinking driving in today, it looks like it did when I first started coming here in the 40s. And that's the beauty of this. This moment has been captured. Ballpark is really you stand here and you think to all the games you've seen and all the moments that you've had, and it's really, you know, I've been lucky, my commissionership, because I celebrated Fenway's 100th and now Wrigley's 100th.
Well, we'll keep you here for a couple of minutes if you don't mind.
Sure,
and,
I don't mind at all.
Go down memory lane, 1-0 Packers.
Your favorite rule breaker
You can't do that.
I can't? I just did.
is on WGN America. Watch Rules of Engagement tonight at 8.
Hey, take it easy. Calm down. Hey, pal, how many fingers am I holding up?
5.
Do you know what the name of your team is?
Eggs?
That's not close at all.
Do you know where you parked your car?
Yeah. Right here.
Parking Minder. It knows where you parked, even if you can't remember.
Thanks for driving, Liz.
It's Nicole.
The redesigned Kia Optima.
Lease the Optima LX for $189 a month or get 0% APR plus $1,000 bonus cash for qualified customers.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
HomeAdvisor.
This is the car I fell in love with.
Picking up my new Malibu.
No way.
In March, over 100,000 people visited our open house event and brought home a new Chevy. This month, it's your turn. New lineup, new showrooms, and a new experience. Come find your Chevy today. Right now, get this sign and drive lease on a 2014 Chevy Malibu LT for around $249 per month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Beautiful Wrigley Field on its 100th birthday, and we are with Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig. This is an interesting year, I think, for the anniversary of this ballpark because of the tradition and history of this game, but also moving forward with replay. That's the constant challenge. I know you talk a lot about not fundamentally changing the game, but also keeping up with the times, so to speak.
Well, you know, Len, that's true. And I remember when I took over in 1992, I knew that there were a lot of things that we needed to do. But you can't disturb the history and the tradition of the game. You have to be so careful. We have a history and tradition unlike really almost anything else. And yet we live in a different era. Times are changing. And so I think what we've done at least has been good. And I'm proud of our guys on replay. I know there's been a little glitch here and there, but you know, when you start something new, you're always going to have a little glitch. But Tony La Russa called me Sunday night at home, and I had just gotten home from Phoenix, and he said, have you seen any games? I said, no, I've really been traveling. I saw early. And he wanted me to know there were 6 instant replays, and they all had worked well. And so he then went through every one of them with me, and he was right. They had worked well.
It has gone faster, I will say. The first couple of days, we had a couple that took a while.
Right.
But I just like they
need to go, and you're right. They need to go fast. I'm sort of setting a 2-minute limit. I think I would hope that we can get this done within 2 minutes or less.
Well, I don't know how you are, but there's about a 3 or 4 look window that I have, and then I start to get more confused than.
And if you haven't been able to figure it out within those 3 or 4 looks, then you're probably going to come down on the side of the plate.
Absolutely
stands,
correct.
Right?
That's absolutely right.
1-1 the count on Gerardo Parra. So
we've had actually really not a lot of controversy. We had the one at Yankee Stadium, which our guys were great. They admitted it was a mistake, and look, other sports use replay, and you know there's lots of mistakes that go on, as the 3 of us know. But overall, I'm really very satisfied that we're off to an excellent start.
So let's get back to the ballpark here.
Yeah.
What is it for you specifically about the setting, just the vibe of Wrigley Field that sets it apart?
For me personally, my first trip here, as I said, was 1944. I also saw Jackie Robinson play his first game in Chicago in May of 1947. sitting in the upper deck right over here, as a matter of fact. And there's so much history and tradition. And I guess I have the same feeling I had in Fenway a couple of years ago, Len. It just, these are, I don't want to be trite, but it's true. These are our cathedrals. There's no question. Wrigley Field and Fenway Park are our cathedrals. Old Yankee Stadium was too. But, and so the fact they've been able to be preserved means so much to this sport. And I give the Ricketts family a great deal of credit, doing everything they can to modernize it, to be competitive, but stay in this great setting. And so when I drove in today, I keep looking around saying, this is the way it's always looked. And it made me feel good. And now here you are in Wrigley, so familiar with everything. And it's hard to articulate how much this means to the sport and how good this is for baseball. But it means a great deal, and I'm proud of it.
Well, there's a reason, right? When all the new ballparks were being built, places like this became the model. Get away from the cookie cutters and go back to baseball-only stadiums.
Right. Well, we went back. You know, we lost that. We had the old ballparks, and when I was a kid, Ebbets Field and the Polo Grounds and Connie Mack Stadium and on and on and on. And then we went into the circular parks, which weren't very good and had no history, no tradition, no uniqueness, no distinctiveness. And now we have them all over the place. But remember, it all started right here.
And Dick Butkus had a great quote. He said, the pinnacle for a football player of my era was to play in a baseball park.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely right. And I remember a lot of great Packer Bear games of that era.
Well, Wrigley Field, Tiger Stadium,
you bet.
Yankee Stadium.
You bet. Absolutely.
Shea.
Correct. Yes, absolutely right.
Long at bat here for Gerardo Parra. There's the 3-2 and another foul.
Well, you know, you think about it too. I mean, our country hasn't been around that long. We're a very young nation. So in Europe, they've got all these, you know, you talk about cathedrals and castles, you know, that go back centuries and centuries. And
that's true.
You know, for about half of our existence, you know, this ballpark has been here. It's an amazing thing.
Well, you think of all the generations of people that have come here, you know, standing on the field today and watching, at least for me, Billy Williams and Fergie Jenkins and Ernie Banks, obviously. It just, you can't duplicate it, and it means so much not only to the team and to the sport, but more importantly to the community. And so all you got to say is Chicago, and you think Wrigley Field, and it's remarkable.
Yeah, well, if you're coming to Chicago and you only had a day and you had to choose what to do, you might want to go to a history museum. You might want to go to a ballpark. You come here and you get both.
You bet. It's exactly right.
Ball gets away, and Parra will move to second.
I was walking around downstairs before in the concourse, and now I can see, you know, I not that I ever could, because I can almost go decade by decade and have a lot of memories, but it was just, you know, looking at it, and I said to the people I was with, well, this is the way it was, guys, and so it's great.
Runner at second with one out.
Who could have ever dreamed you'd be celebrating the 100th birthday of Wrigley Field and Fenway Park? I mean, it's just
really remarkable. And I noted this earlier. It bears repeating. The next 100th birthday of a ballpark will be in 2062, Dodger Stadium. So it's going to be a while before we have another one quite like this.
Yeah. I'm not sure they'll make 100 in L.A.
We'll see.
We'll see. Now, we won't see, but somebody will see.
In the air, and Bonifacio is camped underneath. And he makes the catch. Well, the ivy hasn't grown in yet, but the vines are out there, and that's a reminder of
that's right.
Bill Veeck in 1937.
Right.
You mentioned the basket, built 1970. You've got the iconic scoreboard. There's some information on the vines that went up in 37. So you think about Bill Veeck on a day like this.
You're right. Bill Veeck, there's no question about it. And you think back to the post-war era, and I remember all the excitement here. And then I remember when the Braves came to Milwaukee, and I used to come down to see the Braves and the Cubs, and lot of drama in this ballpark, a lot of excitement, and you know the great history when you think of Babe Ruth hitting a home run. I know there's a big debate whether he actually did or not, but that said, he pointed out the right thing.
Commissioner Selig, thanks so much for being here today.
Pleasure to be
we
with
really
both of you.
appreciate the time very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Attention, if you've had hip replacement surgery and suffered any complications, you need to listen to this important legal alert. Major manufacturers have made billions of dollars available to award legal claims for defective hip implants. Thousands of these defective hip implants have been recalled by various manufacturers. If you have had hip surgery and suffered complications, you may be entitled to receive significant compensation to help you with problems from your surgery. You may be eligible to receive money to help with medical expenses and lost wages, as well as pain and suffering. Protect yourself by hiring an experienced trial attorney. Find out now if you are eligible to receive any of the $2.5 billion HIP settlement fund. Friendly representatives are standing by to take your call. You may be entitled to receive significant compensation by hiring an experienced trial attorney. Call now.
Call 855-724-2469. That's 855-724-2469. 855-724-2469.
Get all your favorites all day, every day. Olive Garden's signature favorites just $10, including creamy fettuccine Alfredo and our classic lasagna, plus unlimited soup or salad and warm breadsticks. Signature favorites just $10 all week long at Olive Garden.
Watch How I Met Your Mother tomorrow at 8.
I'd love to.
On WGN America.
Time now for the speed replay brought to you by Xfinity. Here's how the top half of the first ended. Darwin Barney doing what Darwin Barney does. Spectacular play. Out behind the bag. Can't do it any better than that. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Thanks to the commissioner for stopping by. Underway here in the Cubs batting in the third. Down 1-0, and it's 2-0. Darwin Barney. Wade Miley has worked fast and effectively here early on.
His MO is to attack early, try to get ahead of you with strike one, and then expand the strike zone. Willing to throw that fastball over a big part of the plate to get the jump on the hitter. And I know, start mixing his pitches up. He likes to try to put right-handed hitters away with that slider towards the back foot.
It's full 3-2. Bounced foul. Miley shaved his head following his start against the Dodgers on April 12th in support of his childhood friend Johnny Santangelo III, nicknamed Little Man. Recently had a malignant brain tumor removed in Phoenix. As Barney takes the leadoff walk. Cubs baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Here's Jeff Samardzija in a bunting situation. And that will go foul. Speaking of bunting, it's all over the ballpark, which is great to see. That means it's a big day. And the Cubs chairman is with us, Tom Ricketts.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, Tom. Doing great, Tom. What a day.
Oh, it's great. It's great. The park looks great. I hope I look this good when I'm 100. I think this, it's just a gorgeous day.
Hey, with modern medicine, you'll get there.
Right.
We do have a 100th birthday to pass along. Margaret Crum from Rushville, Illinois, will turn 100 this Sunday. So, Margaret, we hope it's as fun as this one's been here today.
So a busy day, no doubt. Up early. Saw you on Morning Joe this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been great.
Fun.
Obviously, a lot of national attention in the media about today's big birthday, and just having a fun time with it. Obviously, the commissioner's here, and a lot of great former players.
Fun foul. That's strike 3.
And of course, not just former baseball players. We got Gale Sayers and Dick Butkus came out today, and a few others. So it's been really a fun day.
Yeah, the Bears made their home here for a half a century. Great ovations for Dick Butkus and Gale Sayers. You see Ted Phillips here. Biggest hand always for Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks.
Yeah, it was a great ceremony. Then the biplanes came over. A nice 1914 touch to finish it up. So it was it's just as good as it could be.
Did you get a chance to spend some time in the clubhouse before the game, and the players excited about this, or is it just another day at the office for the players?
You know, I really don't know. I think they're okay with it. I think it's kind of fun. I mean, the dugout was buzzing because everybody, there's all these great, Hall of Famers and the commissioner there. So some of the players came out and were kind of hanging out, enjoying the scene.
John Baker said Wrigley Field is kind of like a soldier. It's lasted for so long. I was talking with Wesley Wright. He said, from Alabama, watched Cubs baseball on WGN. So really proud to be a part of this.
Well, when you think about it, 100 years ago, for $250,000 in 9 weeks, they created the first version of this ballpark. And, effectively, it's still the same. Obviously, the upper deck came later, and the bleachers have been redone a couple times. But it's still basically the same ballpark. It's pretty amazing.
9 weeks. That's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? There's great old photos of horses pulling wagons with steel beams on top of them. Like, it's just...
You couldn't fathom that today.
Not at all.
And you just think about, Clark and Addison, the famous corner. Started 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And just the way the footprint, right, of this block fits into the city.
So the irony is too, right? So the Cubs were playing over on the west side of town.
Right.
The Federals opened this ballpark. Wigman opens this ballpark. And obviously the Cubs at the time would not be big fans of Charlie Wigman opening up this ballpark in 1914, this outlaw third major league. And then for it to become home for the Cubs.
Yeah, he was obviously a competitor. The National League did not want the Federal League to do well. And then Wiegum, who had made his money in lunch counters, kind of like a fast food restaurant other day. Lucky Charlie Wiegum was a very successful businessman, and he put a lot of money into the park on a relative basis. And this was a lot nicer than where the Cubs played. So when the Federal League went down, it was sitting, and the Cubs swooped in. And then, of course, over time, William Wrigley bought the majority ownership of the team. And then through the 20s and 30s, the Wrigleys really did fabulous stuff. They spent a lot of money. They really loved the ballpark. They made all the changes that you see, obviously the ivy and the scoreboard and upper deck and those things. And they were very, very proud of the field during that period of time. And, we basically just preserved it. Now we got to figure out a way to save it for the next 100 years.
Wiegman Park to Cubs Park. And then in 1926, became known as the name we all know it by, and that is Wrigley Field. And I love the word field. It's not stadium, it's not ballpark, it's
an early naming rights deal.
Yeah, no question.
That's also what I say too, like when Wrigley Field is a ballpark. We were out in New York last week at Yankee Stadium. I mean, Yankee Stadium's a stadium.
Yeah, it fits.
We're still a ballpark.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium looks almost, you could call it a coliseum.
You have it, Wiegman, 14, then Cubs Park, which is the name of the new spring training facility in Mesa. And then Wrigley Field.
And it was nice today. The representatives of the Wiegman family were here. They had a ball from 1914 that they threw. I don't know if you caught that part, but
did you get a chance to check that out?
And I didn't grab it. Todd got the nod to be the receiver on that today.
I didn't know Todd was a lefty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He does everything a little differently in the family. So
you learn something new every day. 2-2 pitch, and late swings and misses. Tom, thanks for stopping by. Congrats. What a day.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to the ballpark.
Yeah, great to see you guys. Have a great day. Thanks.
Have fun.
Life with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis is a daily game of what-ifs.
What if my abdominal pain and cramps end our night before it even starts? What if I eat the wrong thing? What if I suddenly have to go? What if?
But what if the most important question is the one you're not asking? What if the underlying cause of your symptoms is damaging inflammation? For help getting the answers you need, talk to your doctor and visit Crohn'sandColitisAdvocates.com to connect with a patient advocate from AbbVie for one-to-one support and education.
Deep breath in and relax into child's pose.
Who's got two hooves and just got a claim status update from Geico? This guy, that's who. And I just got an... Oh, no, that's Mom. Sorry.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
How did we do it last time?
I don't know, I forget.
Feeding your lawn need not be so difficult, neighbours. Get a load of this bad boy.
Whoa.
This snap spreader system from Scott's is snap, crack and simple. Just snap, lock and go. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
We're cooking something special for you every night of the week. It's Golden Corral's new weeknight dinner spotlights. Monday night, it's non-stop shrimp and seafood. Tuesday is $2.99 kids night. Wednesday night is Wingfest. That's right, endless wings. And Thursday night is our best of barbecue. And it's only at Golden Corral.
I feel terrible.
I know how to make you feel better.
So what do you think?
I'm pretty sure that's not how they're made.
Klondike Ice Cream meets Candy Bar. The best ice cream bar ever conceived.
Time now for our Cubs forward upcoming schedule. Wrap up the series tomorrow, 1 o'clock for the leadoff man on WGN. Then a tough road trip. Cubs will be in Milwaukee this weekend and then at Cincinnati next Monday through Wednesday. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Was magnetic rag by Scott Joplin. Diving stop, Darwin Barney to get Montero.
Wow, what a show he's putting on with the glove today. Trying to squeak one through that hole on the right side. Rizzo takes a step or two to his right, then realizes, I got a guy over there can handle that for me. Retreats to the bag, and Barney does indeed make another spectacular play.
Hill, that's a fair ball past Alt, and it should be a double for Hill. He's 2 for 2.
Like a slider that just didn't do a whole lot. Stayed on the plate. Probably that was the intention, just trying to get ahead. First pitch slider.
So the Federal League also has another interesting place in baseball history. The Supreme Court ruled in 1922. We're getting ready to sing happy birthday to the ballpark in the 5th. Here's the 0-1 on Cody Ross. It's outside. Federal Baseball Club versus the National League. This was brought on by one of the teams that was not bought out. That Major League Baseball was exempt from the Sherman Antitrust Act. Gill on his way to third. Ross is thrown out. 2 away. So when we say, yeah, that American and National Leagues were not fond of the Federal League, that is very true, but it went away after a couple of years without some
negotiated settlement, right? And that's how Charlie Wigman got to be a part of the Cubs.
To third, Alt will pick it up. He will get Owens, and the Diamondbacks strand a runner at third. They lead 1-0 in the fourth. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Dearly beloved, the bride
today,
and the groom,
at your cousin's third
so
wedding,
much appreciate
you streamed the game.
Today at this
And you're not necessarily proud of that. But tonight, you had the gang over for juicy Johnsonville brats, made with only premium cuts of pork. They even admitted you were the superior griller. And you are definitely proud of that. Johnsonville, served with pride since 1945.
Taking the diabetes drug Actos may increase the risk of bladder cancer. If you were diagnosed with bladder cancer after taking Actos, you may have a claim. The FDA added a warning after studies show taking Actos may increase your risk of bladder cancer. Recently, a jury ordered the manufacturers to pay over $9 billion in a trial, claiming the drug maker concealed cancer risks. You may be entitled to compensation if you or a loved one was diagnosed with bladder cancer after taking Actos. Please call 1-800-BAD-DRUG to discuss your rights. Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG now.
Okay, neighbours, here's the top draw skinny. Scott's wraps each seed in a brilliant WaterSmart Plus coating that feeds, protects and holds in moisture to make growing thicker, healthier grass easier. Now let's spread your newfound knowledge. Seed your lawn. Seed it.
May the best hand win. Savagery! Well done, Grasshopper.
In protecting our freedom and defending this great country.
Anthony Rizzo to lead it off. Unfortunately, the trend has continued, but it's still early as Rizzo sends one high in the air. Campana drifting to his right toward left center, and he's got it. Jeff Samardzija hasn't gotten much run support, and that has continued early on today, but give Wade Miley the credit for that to this point.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks starting pitching this year has really struggled to the tune of an ERA well up over 7, but Miley's been pretty solid, so he figured if somebody was going to dial up a good one in this series, he might be the guy.
Yeah, not too many rotations have gotten off to a worse start here in the first month of the season than Arizona has. 7.23 coming into today, 1-1. This is Mark Burley-like in terms of the small amount of time he takes between pitches.
He's working like he's double parked. Who knows, he might be.
Lets it go by. Barehanded play and the out. Martin Prado with a dandy. Players will tell you on defense that they're more engaged when their pitcher's working as quickly as Miley is.
Not an easy play either. On the bare hand. Well, and this is the way the game was played back in the day, 1914. Smack dab in the middle of the dead ball era. Won a lot of slugging. Players choked up on the bat, slapped it around, a lot of bunts and hit run plays.
Big cut and a foul tip by Castro to start this at bat. He struck out in the second. He's hitting .315 over his last 16 games. 350. I might have said 315. Give him those extra 35 points. Hey, it's Clark. Ready to set the balloons loose. Some photo opportunities. Miley's only previous start here was not good. He gave up 7 runs in 7 innings and allowed 3 homers. May 31st of last year. 2-2. Southeastern Louisiana University. Supplemental first-round pick, 2008. If it weren't for that kid named Bryce Harper, he would have been the Rookie of the Year in 2012. Campana makes the catch. Miley cruising along here as the Cubs go down quietly 1-2-3.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy, and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
HomeAdvisor. Red couch, don't ask me why. People eating favorites with a girl or a guy. Got a random red couch, pull up a seat. You don't wanna be the one with nothing to eat. We got a random red couch, flabbergast your friends with the McDonald's bag. It never ends. McChicken, McDouble, beef and cheese galore. Now that's the flavor of dollar menu and more on a random red couch.
What is this? What's going on? Well, where have you been? I was inside. There was nothing. No yard, no grill. It was just white and cold.
It was winter, buddy. Just winter.
Huh. Somebody get this man a burger!
Winter's over. It's time to come out and grill.
Kick off grilling season with tips and techniques at grilling.com.
The all-new Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. The truck that beats any Ford F-150 in fuel economy, and the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. And now, during Chevy Truck Month, the price you see is the price you pay for a 2014 Chevy Silverado. Use special Truck Month pricing to get a total value of over $8,100 on this Silverado All-Star Edition with best-in-class V8 fuel economy. Get to Truck Month at your Chevy dealer today.
Cubs have kept Tony Campana off the bases so far. 0 for 9 in the series. He's been filling in for A.J. Pollock with neck issues.
And doing what he's supposed to do, hitting the ball on the ground. He grounded out for the cycle last night. 1 to short, 1 to third, 1 to second, and bounced out to Rizzo in the 9th. He would have been good back in the dead ball era. Speed was at a premium.
Bonifacio makes a catch.
Cubs injury report is sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, and we'll show you a look at a healthy Wrigley Field. And see it way back in the day. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, helping you move better so you could live better. Visit IBJI.com.
Abba Dabba honeymoon.
Set the monkey to the chimp.
Miley came in 5 for 12 on the year. Caught looking on strikes his first time up.
Two-seamer down and away. Got it up.
There were 10 brass bands here 100 years ago today, according to the Chicago Tribune. According to the story, plus 20 pretty young members of the Daughters of the Grand Army of the Republic Relief Corps. Feds beat the Packers 9-1. This will be picked up by Alt. Campana had hit it. It would have been a hit, but Miley doesn't run nearly as well. Stay tuned. The 7th inning stretch coming up, brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. How about that quartet? Fergie, Billy, Dick Butkus, Dutchie Carey. Strike to Parra. 1 for 2, robbed of a hit by Junior Lake to lead off the game.
There's been at least 3 outstanding plays by the Cubs defensively. Lake and on Parra, and then 2 by Barney. Just 1 strikeout in the game for Jeff Samardzija here this afternoon. Been his MO this year, pitching to contact, trying to limit the pitches so he can pitch deeper into the game.
Get well wishes go out to Susie Hochberger, recovering from an illness, lifelong Cub fan. Swing and a miss. Tag applied, and we will keep it here to sing happy birthday.
Greatest fans in all of sports and wishing Wrigley Field a happy birthday.
Well, we see which direction the wind is blowing.
Can't have a birthday party without balloons.
Cupcakes this morning handed out to the first 10,000 fans. And let's get some more happy birthday greetings, starting with Hall of Famer Andre Dawson.
Hey, this is Andre Dawson.
Hi, I'm Starling Castro.
This is Gary Matthews Sarge, wishing Wrigley Field happy 100th birthday.
On behalf of Major League Baseball, I want to wish Wrigley Field a very happy 100th birthday. Happy 100th birthday, Wrigley Field.
Happy 100th birthday, Wrigley Field.
Great ballpark and one of my all-time favorites.
Sir, do you realize you have a birthday cake on your head? I think he does. Time to get something going here offensively.
Fans in a very festive mood, big crowd on hand. You'd like to reward them. I'd like to reward Samardzija too, my goodness.
Unfortunately, Chad Jeffrey couldn't make it today. He had tickets, but his back bothering him as that ball is thumped into left for a leadoff single for Mike Olt. Chad watching WGN at a local hotel. Hope that back feels better.
Get yourself some room service. Put your feet up and enjoy the ball game. Cubs have really been swinging the bats well of late. Last 4 ball games, 42 hits, I believe I counted up. And just 2 now here this afternoon.
Healthy cut there by Castillo. It's 0-2. Gets way away and will bounce out of play. So Alt now at second after a very wild pitch. The great shots of the hats in the stands by our camera crew and our director Skip Ellison. We think about Arnie Harris, who is always in our thoughts. He would have loved to have been here today. I say Jack and Harry. Ground ball, base hit. Alt's going to have to be held at third. His first move was back towards second. A ground ball in front of him. And they're at the corners with nobody out for Darwin Barney.
A big chance to at least draw even now as Castillo stays back and down on this breaking ball from Miley. You see Olt there having to make sure it gets through, so no chance for him to score. Yeah, well, Harry would have turned 100 this year. He was born in March of 1914.
Best chance for the Cubs today against this left-hander Wade Miley. Low ball 1.
Almost got through the 5-hole on Montero. Be aware of that potential for a ball in the dirt. Diamondbacks will play for 2 and concede a run here.
Tie the ball game, and Barney is safe. Ball gets past. And they're at second and third with still nobody out. And Aaron Hill has not yet gotten up.
Barney's having a fine ball game. A couple of spectacular plays in the field. Now a little push bunt that goes for a base hit. I believe it'll go for a base hit. We'll see. Maybe a little more of a sense of urgency needed on the part of Paul Goldschmidt here. Didn't really hurry that throw at all. Give him a sacrifice, an error on Goldschmidt, and an RBI.
Infield in against the pitchers, Samardzija. Chance to jump on top for the first time.
I don't know. Is this an error on Paul Goldschmidt?
Well, the throw would have beaten him, but this was not the easiest play in the world.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess the throw's a little high.
Samardzija pops down the right field line. It will land foul untouched.
First time I saw the replay, I thought, well, that's a ball Hill probably should have caught, and maybe he should have been charged with the error. But given that Barney was diving in at his ankles, and the throw was up and off the line a little bit. The biggest mistake Goldschmidt made was just, again, not a real sense of urgency and coming after that ball.
Two and two on Samardzija. Fly ball pretty well hit. Campana circling. Both runners ready to tag. Campana makes a catch. His throw is going to go toward third. And Samardzija helping his own cause. Cubs pitchers now knocking in, what, 5 runs over the last 3 days? For Travis Wood's big night on Monday.
A rare lead for Samardzija. And one more out there, and see if Bonifacio can bring him home. Squeeze.
Chopper toward short. Throw to first. Out there, but Bonifacio knocks in a run. So the Cubs with 3 RBI at bats without a hit. They had 2 hits to start the inning. 3-1 now.
Dead ball error baseball. Chop it on the ground.
Gritty
Run like
Chi-Feds
heck.
club. Station to station.
Yes, chop it on the ground, run hard. Go to the clubhouse afterwards and make a sandwich with a 6-cent loaf of bread.
Lake bunts foul.
Parking lot would be full of fancy 1914 sedans.
A good day for Barney, both sides, offense and defense. Miley's 0-2. He struck him out swinging, and the inning is over, but the Cubs get 3 and lead it 3-1.
understand.
That we can connect with each other.
Inspire each other.
And improve each other.
I understand.
The difference between patience and tolerance. Trust and faith. You and me. I understand. That my language can be yours.
That your language can be mine. And together we share something bigger.
Hi, everybody, it's Pat Hughes. Wrigley Field is one of the most recognizable landmarks in America and is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Louisville Slugger, the official bat of Major League Baseball, is commemorating this milestone with the laser-engraved two-tone 34-inch full-size bat. It's lasered with the Wrigley Field 100th anniversary logo and historic ballpark facts. This bat sells for $129.95 and is limited to 5,000 individually numbered units. Call Big Time Bats now at 1-866-280-BATS.
They evacuated us so quickly. I don't even have a picture of her.
You're only gonna be gone for a few days, right? You are gonna come back to me. It's not the end of the world.
Nature has an order, a power to restore balance.
Godzilla. Experience it in IMAX 3D. Rated PG-13.
You're eating all the ammo, sir. Remember your training. Your whole life has been leading to this moment.
Cubs, D-backs, Thursday, 2 East, 11 West on WGN America.